Pens lose. 5-2. Again. To the Flyers. For those of you who are new, I have a drink every time we lose. There's the Pittsburgh Penguin Stein. Yes, I have Pittsburgh Penguin everything in this house. It's quite sad. Okay, so, well, it's going to happen a lot this year. 22 times the Penguins are going to play a team back-to-back. Yeah, up against the Flyers after losing to them 5-3 the other day. This was a game that they could have turned things around a little bit. They were outplayed for huge periods of time last game. But were they this one? Well, they started off great. The first 5 minutes was fantastic, which I think a lot of people forget about with what happened the rest of that period. But the first 5 minutes was fantastic. They were physical. I still don't like the way that the big boys are playing 5-on-5, like the first and second lines. I think Malkin's all out to see 5-on-5. Crosby and Gensel warmed up as we went into this game, but I think they really need Kapanen to just help drive that line. Rodriguez is just not working. But everyone else was physical. The third line was chippy, and it was just away. They were getting some early chances. Flyers hadn't even had a shot on goal for the first 5 minutes. And do you remember the other day when they had a too many men on the ice penalty? Well, they did it again. So I think they just need to all sit down, read the rules, find out there's only 5 skaters and a goalie allowed on. Otherwise, someone needs to sit and time out for 2 minutes. And that's what hurt the team. Didn't technically score on that goal. There was a Rue Weedle trip during the PK right at the end, which was a bit of a lazy penalty at the same time. Like, he is stopping someone going to the net, so I'm fine with it. And then off a pretty amazing play where Giroux passes it straight to Voracek, who just a slap pass to Konecny, who in front of the net manages to get it in, and it is 1-0, and the Flyers are off to the races. And then it was just all Flyers from this point on. Konecny, due to a great move by Nolan Patrick, was able to kick a puck into the net. Now, I know, and this is 2-0, I know a lot of people were like, that shouldn't be allowed. I'm fine with that goal to be allowed if that's the universal thing of, like, that's what a goal is, and we can just deal with it. Because it's not dangerous what he's doing. I hated it before when it was like, it came off the stick, it came off the skate, no goal. I'm fine with this to be a goal. Obviously, at this present moment, it sucked. But I'm fine for it to be a goal, so I'll move on with that. And then, 2 minutes later, the Flyers get into the zone way too easy. Voracek cuts to the net. No, it's JVR, sorry. Cuts to the net. He tries to get a shot off. Another couple of good high-scoring Flyer chances, and then after a Voracek chance, Provorov gets the puck at the high slot and just wires it straight past Jari. I don't blame Jari for any of these 3 goals. I really don't. Maybe that third one would be nice if he got something to it, but it was like the amount of times that he's like doing this and just trying to jolt because there was like 4 good scoring chances in that play isn't his fault. I feel like him holding the stick, because his stick broke, he's holding half a stick with his glove off, just skating to the bench. I was like, yeah, that's apropos of you today. Sorry, Jari. Better luck next time. Got his little hockey card here. His little hockey card, yeah. And at this point, it was sad. It was sad. I was watching this on replay too, because I had cricket all day, and that's why this video's on late. So, and by the way, 3 wickets, bowled quite well. None of you are going to know what any of that means. But anyway, had a good day. I broke my leg, and I've just come back, and things are going good. Yeah, like it was like, I was just like, oh no. And I think the worst thing is when you're watching it on replay, it's not live. You're kind of like, I have to sit through 2 more hours of this. And then Crosby scored on the power play. It goes 2 goals from 2 games. It was a nice little backhand. It was a fair bit of squabble out in front. And it was, and then I was like, okay, at least there's something to, it was literally the moment of like, do I watch this or do I watch the highlights? And I was like, no, I can't watch the highlights. I'm taking my little notes. And then, he scored, and it was so good. And then, the third line, who has been great, Jankowski, Tanev, and McCain, came out and straight after the goal, McCann puts it on net. Jari Hart just gets a little piece to it, and then Tanev is able to just smack that in, and it's 3-2. It's 3-2, and oh my god, there's life in this game now. All of a sudden, I was like, oh, here we go. This might be something here. The Penguins are rallying. They get a couple of chances towards the end of the period. Nothing too much of note happened here. Hart just looks solid from this point, and boy was that true in the second period. And even though the Penguins get into some penalty trouble in the second period, giving away 3 power plays during it to 1, they were well and truly the most dominant team. It was so crazy what they were able to do. Gensel had a great chance out in front of the net where he just needed to tap it in, but Hart was there. And that's a common thread. Hart was just there. Even Ruweedle had a breakaway at one point, and I was like, what are you doing up there? And it was obviously safe because, well, it's a good goalie, but it didn't matter what they do, they just could not score. Tanev had a chance as well. A fair few of them had chances to score and they just couldn't get it in. Tanev had a breakaway that he just couldn't put in 5-hole. Hart just stood on his head. He was an absolute brick wall. It was a video game. It didn't matter what they did. It really didn't matter. I thought some of the cross-crease passes, like maybe they didn't have to skate so close to the net. They could have been back a little bit to wire a better shot. And yeah, that was it. It got to the point where even on the penalty kill, like the Flyers was watching the Penguins with the puck and they had a great scoring chance during that. It was like bizarre. I was like, oh wow, okay, this is the first. I think this is the first period that the Flyers hadn't showed up to. And Hart just bailed them out. And that's probably the difference in this game, and the difference that the Flyers have just not had in so long as a goalie that could just bail them out, and that's what he did. The third, Flyers start to get in some penalty trouble, and the Penguins get a few really good chances. Gensel, I want to be a little bit quicker with the puck. There's just a few times he just had it off a cross-crease pass on the penalty play, and then just, I'll shoot it now. And Hart's just ready. Like, that's the thing. And they didn't have... They were breaking out quite well. A lot of the scoring chances off breakout, so they weren't able to make it more challenging and get tips in front for the team. But I thought the Penguins, after that horrible start, were really playing well. They were trying to score, and that's what they've got to do, right? They're down by 1. They're at the end of a power play, and they turn over a puck, and the Flyers are away again. Drew to Hayes. Hayes wires down the ice. And you just see Konecki go. You just see him go. He's hungry for his hat-trick. And he scores pretty much the same goal that he scored his first one. It was in front of the net, and he just goes like this. His stick goes flying out there. Gritty's happy, and he's off getting a massive hat. Probably got head lice. I mean, there's definitely head lice on Gritty, right? Like, he's definitely got fleas or something. So that gets thrown, which is awesome. And from there, I just don't think the Penguins had it in it. I think that was the daggering blow. They're like, oh, we tried so hard. There's that saying of, like, work smarter, not harder, and, like, this game was very much that. They worked hard, they put in the effort, but that too many men penalty and a few mistakes in that first period just cost them. Casey DeSmith was pretty good. Like, yeah, at least, I mean, that was a concern going in, is, like, what's he going to be like? But, yeah, he was fun to start off with, but, yeah. Well, anyway, otherwise nothing much to report. The Penguins are now tied with the Buffalo Sabres in not winning a game, so that's, you never want to be tied with the Buffalo Sabres with anything. So that's not great. But yeah, that is the whole video, guys. If you did like this video, hit the like button. Otherwise, hit subscribe down below because that really does help us out. Otherwise, comment what did you think of this game. The subscribers have been crazy lately. We're like nearly 500, so I don't know what's going on. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. See you, and bye.